there's a version of you out there that has everything you've ever wanted. That person who has that is not today's version of you. You have to become the type of person who can receive everything you ever wanted. And that means you have to go through the gauntlet. There's no going around it. There's no secret weapons. This is the simple part about it. Buying your leads, putting in the work, mastering a sales process, repeat. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. Zach and I are hanging out again today. It's good to be with you, my friend.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's nice.
3 weeks I've been gone.
You have been.
Yep. I've been across the nation expanding telesales. That's what I've been doing. Boot camps, teaching people.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. I love the boot camp. I like it, the boot camp.
Just a little
I'm
bit.
not going to lie. It's fun to see agents figure things out. And it seems like it's about 3 boot camps where I can try and do this. Something clicks. Something clicks for somebody. So this last boot camp was cool because we saw several people who had been there multiple times. Actually saw a new agent, right? 4 applications, which I was very pleased with. He was brand new to this, did really well. So the conversation today is kind of birthed out of my experience in the boot camps and also kind of the expectations of what people are looking for when they're hunting around looking for the magic on how to write business.
Yep.
Yeah. So I had a gentleman in our boot camp, Brian Jackson, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I had to make sure I had the right agent. Brian did 24,030 applications
In 1 week.
In 1 week, 24,000 of annualized premium and 30 applications. He was writing
On
applications
Final Expense Digital Leads.
with a pen in his mouth and in his feet. He was writing multiple applications. He did a phenomenal job. And the cool thing about, and we'll probably have him on the podcast at some point. He was in law enforcement before. He's done some sales a little bit, not a huge deal, but came in and started to figure things out. And this was, I think, his 4th boot camp, and he did that. Now, I could title this podcast, How to Write 24,030 applications in 1 week. And it would be the most probably clicked on podcast that we've ever had.
We might title this podcast that.
we may title this podcast that. Now, what I really want to talk about in today's episode is how does a guy like Brian get to 30 applications and $24,000 in annualized premium in 1 week? And what can the average person who's entering into this space, what are the expectations? Can they get here?
Yeah.
How do they get here? What does that look like?
What is that gap? What is that difference? And another thing is just previous to this boot camp you just attended, Chris, you went to another one up in Indianapolis, and there was a female writer.
Yes.
Who is new to this as well. And literally excelled, I think wrote, was it 9 or 10 applications?
She wrote 9 applications at the latest boot camp.
Yeah. And
she
previously,
did, I think 10,000.
Yeah. And previously her high was.
Oh no, but the last boot camp she wrote 0.
Right.
Zero. And she would tell you that. Absolutely.
Wrote 0 applications in one boot camp, comes again, and all of a sudden, just like you said, it clicked. And she's writing 9, 10 applications in a 2-day period.
Right. Yeah. So what is it? Like, what is it that moves an agent from 0 to 9 or 0 to 30 And the number one question I think people are having here, we'll say two questions. One, is it possible to do?
Well, you just told us they did, Chris. Of course it's possible.
It is possible. And here's the big question. Is it possible for me? Is it possible for me? Okay. And I would like to get as basic as we can with this. All right. So people have a clear understanding of what to expect.
Yeah.
And when we're doing these boot camps, we're doing at this point and at this time, these are final expense sales boot camps. Super basic. And what do I mean by that? Folks who are 50 to 85 and they're requesting information. Most of the time in the coaching that we do on Life Insurance Academy, it's around final expense sales or mortgage protection sales. And the reason we're able to do that is because these are products that are, I would say, niche created.
Yeah.
These are the life insurance companies saw an opportunity to build products around marketing opportunities. So what does that mean? It means, hey, we can get data on people who are middle to low income who need this product, who are 50 to 85 years old.
Yep.
So we'll call that a final expense product, and we will shape that whole life product around there. And that gives agents the opportunity to get in front of as many 50 to 85-year-olds as they can to have conversations with them. On the mortgage protection side, we know that there's a concern for people when they buy their house, the house gets paid for if something happens to them.
Okay.
So there's data out there that can be generated as a lead. That
actual mortgage records,
yes. Right? That is the data. So the life insurance companies built this product around this idea. And that's where we get the terms mortgage protection and final expense, because there's a whole lot of people. The data is available. Agents are willing to pay for marketing. They can get in front of these people. Mm-hmm. It's super, super simple. But I think most people, when they're clicking on something and they're looking for a podcast or they're looking for an answer, they are looking for a different way. Like they're looking for a secret word.
They're looking for instant success. They're looking for a light switch to, deposits.
Yes.
And I don't really understand. I guess I do understand because we were all there at some point, not really understanding the opportunity for what it is, but picking bits and pieces of the good things, hearing these stories, hearing these success stories of someone like Sage, of someone like Brian, of someone like a Clark, or someone, you name it, right? Any of these success stories. But they don't ever hear too much of the average agent or the new agent, or what is somebody's perspective as they're trying and struggling. And so many people are on YouTube, are searching for podcasts that are looking for that quick fix, that quick coach, that one-liner, that special presentation, the glittery script, whatever it is that is going to get the results they want without having to do anything different.
Right.
And I don't know if they're necessarily saying, I don't want to do these things different. I don't want to have to do this amount of work or to do that. I just think they don't know what it entails.
Yeah.
And naturally, the easiest thing to do is, Chris, can I just buy leads that are people ready to buy, and I just call them and just kind of walk through the application just all day long? And then if I can do that, can I create some sort of AI to go ahead and do that for me? And you can just send some of the commissions. And there has been stories where people have searched and found some arrangements like that that are not legal and not legit, and it ends up causing a world of trouble as well.
Yeah.
Are you ready to launch your insurance career? Excel Solutions is your go-to leader in life, accident, and health insurance pre-license training. Their cutting-edge e-learning platform is packed with rich content. Think interactive assessments, engaging videos, and customized learning paths, all tailored to your learning style. Being students ourselves, we've trusted Excel now for years to deliver top-notch training, offering high pass rates. Their streamlined prep review courses and the exam simulator are really your secret weapons to nailing the state exam the very first time. Now, you thought it couldn't get any better. Well, it just did. Life Insurance Academy listeners, you receive an epic 50% discount, reducing the regular course fee from $199 to only $99. So, all you have to do is use partner code LIA at liapodcast.org/Excel. Now, Excel spells XCEL. So don't think about it any longer. Dive headfirst into your insurance career with Excel Solutions' premier pre-licensed training with that exclusive 50% discount just for you. Get the code, get licensed, and excel in your insurance career.
There's no shortcuts to success. And I think this is true in life, man. Like, I remember before deciding to enter into this adventure, I was invited to be which is funny, a flat roofing salesperson.
Not even the arched roofs, just flat.
Just flat roofs, right? And they're like, you got to climb ladders, of course, to get up there, and then you're going to have conversations and all that. And I'm not a big fan of ladders. I'm just not, so getting up on these gigantic roofs and looking at the flat roof. But I did some ride-alongs with one of the sales guys, and this guy would show up in his Gucci shoes and all this stuff. I mean, just come in the office whenever he wanted to, and he was doing pretty well. I could tell that he had a lifestyle that was pretty attractive. And when I was riding with him, he said, "Chris, you need to know that this position didn't exist when I started. Like, I had to come in and build this from the ground up. And it was hard, man. Like, I was living in ramen and going around and building relationships with these roofers, and they were just blowing me off. And it took a long time to build those relationships, to build trust, where they were coming to me because they knew I would show up on a regular basis and serve them. And it's just so funny because I was seeing the end result. And when I saw the end result, I was like, man, I would love that result, not realizing the work that went into it for him to get there.
Can I just have the result without anything else?
Right. I want the Gucci shoes. Like, how do I get those? And then he was sharing that with me about his journey. And it reminds me so much when I hear a story of Sage, or I hear a story of Brian, and the work that they've done to get to this point. And it's not even their end point yet. This is just where they are at this time. And so I'll give you like this Sage conversation. All right. At the previous boot camp, 0 applications. Her attitude was amazing, by the way. She was great. She wasn't driven by the result. She was driven by the process. And we were talking about what her process is. And I realized
that's amazing, by the way. Like, you could have somebody at a boot camp in an environment where other people are winning, and she's doing the same thing. She feels she's doing the same thing the right way, in the right room with the right people, 0 applications, and still has a great attitude and chooses to not give up.
So now let me give you some background. Sage and her husband have built and sold multiple businesses. So she has perspective of, you've got to do the work, and the results will show up.
Yep.
She already knows that. So it was kind of a surprising conversation, but her attitude was great. And then I remembered, and she shared kind of their journey in building their businesses that they've sold. And so she didn't expect anything else. Like, this is how you build businesses.
How many people, Chris, how many agents listening to this right now, that if they could see their future, if they could see their end result of what their insurance career looks like in 2, 3, or 5 years from now, and see the lifestyle or see the opportunities that they've had, how many of them just wouldn't quit right away? And that's a thing, like, because you think about a story like that. She didn't just get that mindset automatically. Like, what about business number one? What about the failures? What about all the opportunities she tried? And like that is a hardening process of toughness and belief and perseverance and resilience that even when we see her in a boot camp, we're almost seeing the result of a person and now applying that to a new business.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Which is so cool to see.
Yeah. And it's much easier to mold. And in my conversation with her, it was, hey, tell me about your activity. I was blown away, working her tail off.
Yep.
And I said, okay, well, tell me about your leads. And she was ordering 40 leads a week. And I was like, oh man, if you're going to put in that activity, we need to increase your lead order. She bumped it up to 100 leads. The next week, she wrote 17 applications. 17. At the boot camp, she wrote 9. So she's finding the rhythm, but she didn't bat an eye. She didn't bat an eye at the expectation. And that's really what this podcast is about, is what are you expecting? And this is what I'm learning. There's a version of you, Zach, that you said to our listeners, there's a version of you out there that has everything you've ever wanted. That's pretty cool. That person who has that is not today's version of you.
Nope.
You have to become the type of person who can receive everything you ever wanted. And that means you have to go through the gauntlet. There's no way around it. There's no going around it. There's no secret weapons. There's just showing up and doing. This is the simple part about it. Buying your leads, putting in the work. Buying your leads, putting in the work. Mastering a sales process. Repeat. Keep on doing that. Keep on doing it.
I want to add something to that, Chris, because when you think about the future you, when you think about the you that has been through the trials and the tribulations and have seen and achieved everything you want, think about how that person sounds.
Right.
Think about you having a conversation with them, right? Like, it's going to feel as if, oh, well, some of that stuff you're going through now isn't a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're too emotional about it when we need to be more disciplined about it. Or, it's some of that stuff is temporary, right?
Yeah.
Where now we feel that it's forever feeling this anxiety, this uncertainty, this struggle, this it's not for me, the lack of belief. But listening to them and or listening to any other mentor in life insurance, that's probably going to sound the same. We have to be careful for who we are today as a brand new agent or a struggling agent or somebody searching and trying to figure this out or looking for that magic, thing that's going to get us to where we want to go in a day. If you talk to other people in the same realm as you, same struggle as you, how do you think they're communicating about the leads? How do you think they're communicating about their activity? How do you think they're communicating about their overcoming? And just understanding what that sounds like at people at different levels, it's very important to get around the right people or ask the right advice from the right people. But even when you get that, if you don't quite understand, because it sounds so simple to talk to somebody that has done it that way, it wasn't always simple for them.
Right.
But dive into that so you can get clarity, because you might need to.
Right. Yeah.
Because at some point it's going to be simple for you as well.
Yeah. There's a game that, not really a game I play. One of the things, this is what I strongly believe after doing this, okay, Zach, is that for whatever reason, if I could build a time machine and I could take Miss Betty, my client, 5 months into the future, and she could see what was going on for her family as a result of her not having a policy, she would ask me for the policy. If I could take her 5 years.
Claire, is she passed away?
No. Now that, yes, 5 years, like she's passed and she's seeing her family respond. Good question. She's seeing her
You said
family.
5 months later.
5
was
months.
Reason I asked.
Correct. Yeah. 5 months past her passing.
Okay.
So
Not
time
from-
machine, we're okay, 5 months.
Yeah.
We moved 5 months from her passing, and she is watching them figure it out. She would ask if I could take her 5 years into the future, beyond it, and she saw the effects of not doing anything, she would beg me for the policy. She would beg
Absolutely.
me for it. Now, this is what I've learned, is that we are all people, and we all need the ghost of Christmas future. I call it the ghost of Christmas future, okay? If we all need that perspective, like, what will your life personally be like if you don't get the right amount of leads, if you don't do the right amount of activity, and you don't master a sales process? What would 5 years from now look like for you and your family? What would it look like 10 years from now? Other questions, just setting the right expectations. Are you someone who always starts something and never finishes it? Is that how your family knows you? What would that look like in the future if you keep doing that? What will it look like for your kids? Like, these are big questions.
And that's the difference, Chris, because, I've heard this a few times now, but, good salespeople sell features, right? They can products and benefits and features. Great salespeople sell outcomes. What would happen, this or that.
Right.
Really great salespeople sell feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. And being in the life insurance industry, selling on all different levels, all different types of products, but coaching and mentoring people and seeing thousands of agents come and go, and have different levels of achievement. It is so true to see that the differences in the stages people go through is really cool to see when they're brand new and they are just selling products and features and bells and whistles and accidental, riders and stuff. And then you see people shifting their focus and their questions and the mindset away from price sensitivity onto protecting their families and their loved ones and doing the right thing. and to see that masterful level is really diving into that emotion of that person and really having them feel what it feels like and painting that picture you just talked about. Like, what is that feeling and that emotion of you and Miss Betty standing there looking down, or with that time machine going back when she was deciding to not go forward or what's going on, or even the questions, because you can look at it from her perspective, but look at it from an agent perspective. And the truth and the reality is, everybody we call, every lead we have, every phone number you dial, those people will pass away.
Yeah.
They will pass away. And that's a weird reality to think about, but they will. And are we confident to at least know they have the right coverage or enough coverage to protect their family, regardless if it's a policy they've had 10 years ago or if it's something that they don't have yet? And how convicted are we to ensure that we at least have the peace of mind to know that they're protected regardless who it's with?
Yeah.
Do we have the resilience and perseverance to know that's true? Because of the fact, if we knew she was going to pass away in 5 years, would our presentation be different? Would the questions we ask be different?
Yeah.
Would our persistence be different, knowing that? And that also affects, obviously, your painted picture of her would be different as well. How can we align those two?
I agree. And Zach, if we're gonna wrap this into a bow, there's a word that's really important to me, and I've said it multiple times so far, is expectations. Is when you are getting into this, what is the purpose of it for you, and what do you, and what you're trying to accomplish? Is it for money? And if it's for money, what the heck is the money for?
Right.
Because it means something, and your work can't just be a grind. It's got to mean something. It's got to bring some type of purpose to you. And if it does, you have legs, there's longevity, and you're willing to go through the grind or the gauntlet, as I refer to it. So there's this expectation piece. There's another key word in this is belief. Is belief. Do you believe in the product? Do you believe that you can serve people with the product? And do you believe you are the person to help them? Those are fundamental core beliefs in this, because that will affect the amount of work that you do, and it will affect the amount of leads that you purchase. Because you can't produce on a simplified life, what we're talking about here in these niche markets, you can't produce 24,000 in a week and 30 applications on 10 leads. You can't do it.
No.
You need 100 leads a week to hit that level. You need 100 leads a week.
But Chris, that costs a lot of money.
You're investing in your opportunity. You know what else costs a lot of money? Owning a Chick-fil-A, right? This is your business. This is business. This is not a job. And if you feel like you need a job, go get a job. That's fine. We just want to give you the true story and expectations. And here's the beauty of this. You're putting in the resources, you're investing in, you're going through the learning curve of a principled sales process that includes belief, trust, stakes, options, solutions that we talk about. You're putting in the work, and all of a sudden it feels like this. You're like, man, what am I doing? Am I learning? And then that learning curve, you go up.
Yeah.
Something clicks. You connect. You go to some boot camps. You put it in place. I'm telling you, and I hope you're getting the message. There's no get rich quick here. And if anybody's selling that to you, they're not telling you the truth. We just want to give you the truth, the expectations. How do you get to that level of doing 80,000 a month? Is it possible? Yeah.
And the truth is, Chris, like the results we're talking about, the podcast title is true. It can be accomplished, but it may not be exactly what you think it is.
Right.
When we're talking about you can get to that level, it doesn't have to, everybody's different and unique, right? But it doesn't have to take 3 years. No. It doesn't have to take 1 year. It could literally be a couple boot camps.
Right.
It could literally
3 boot camps. Something can change.
It literally can, but that's in combination with your mindset, with your investment in your own learning, in your own training, in your own leads, like with the discipline and the dedication, with it all being attached to a reason and a why of what's going to continue to motivate you, because doubt's going to come into play. Mm-hmm. Your belief is going to be questioned. Your confidence is going to be shaken. It's going to happen. It happens to all of us, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you 2 more stories.
Tell me them.
I had an agent who was there, didn't write an application. Day 2, had only done 44 calls. Day 2. Like, what is the expectation of that agent? That he can just show up? Things have always worked out for him in the past. He'll figure it out. There's not a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of factors in there that I don't know the true story of this, but I promise you, I said multiple times, you need to dial.
Right.
I'm here. I'm in the room. You need to dial. Had another agent who had looked at the script a couple of times, but sounded like a robot. Now, that night, I said, you need to go back and master the script before you come back in here tomorrow. Went back, studied it, wrote 2 applications at the event, which I was very happy about because he took action there.
It's really cool.
Everybody's walking in hoping they can write 10 grand. But a lot of times we show up and we don't do the work to be that person who writes 10 grand.
Yeah. Coming to the boot camp is not buying a lottery ticket, right?
No, it's not.
And I feel like so many people coming to that, they feel, oh, my work's going to start then. Everything's going to change then. I'm going to be in the room with the people, with the, with the leaders, with the mentors, with the Life Insurance Academy guys. And I'm just, I'm going to write 10 grand as soon as I get there. And it's so important that we don't do anything magic. We just gently turn the shoulders. We gently tilt the head to the right mindset, and we point them in the direction and say, run.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to take a hold of that and do it.
We feel it too, man. Like we feel the weight of it. Like, man, every boot camp, my stomach's butterflies trying to figure it out, all of that, like, is this person going to make it? Are they going to make it? Because I know there's a lot riding on it.
There's always that moment in the boot camp. Like we get rolling, everything's fine, but a couple hours into it, and it's like, it becomes real and the air becomes very heavy. And agents, you can feel them battling internally on like, okay, what am I going to do? Like I've pushed it off. I'm here. Do I continue to be a professional paper mover on my desk? Do I need to go take other phone calls? Am I hoping somebody in my family needs my help that I need to get out of here? Or do I just need to own up to it?
Yeah.
And almost everybody that comes doesn't prepare as much as they wanted to, which is why the second and third boot camp are so valuable.
Right.
But we feel that for every agent as well, because we want them to understand so they can start implementing. We want them to feel what they need to feel and have that internal battle and struggle so they can overcome that fear and anxiety with us there, with us guiding them, with us locking arms so we can get through that together. And those that do, it's a full transformation.
That's right. Guys, we hope this is helpful for you. Again, it's all about expectations. How the heck do I get to 30 applications, 24,000? You have to have the right expectations. You got to get leads. You got to do the work. You have to master a principled sales process that includes belief, trust, stakes, options, and the solution. It's all over our material. Get to a boot camp. If you are interested in a boot camp, you can go to lifeinsuranceacademy.org. You can register for one. We have one coming up. And guys, if you get value from this, subscribe. You can share it. We give you permission. Share on your socials. That's cool. You can do that. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I don't know, whatever one's out there. TikTok, I think that's one the kids are using. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, subscribe, throw in your comments. We'd love to hear from you. And guys, we'll catch you on the next Life Insurance Academy podcast. See you then.